What's good, what's poppin', what's here, what it is, what it do, what's up. I'm Lindo, yes, and I'm with
Marquise Riley, a.k.a. Clipboard Poppy, a.k.a. Mr. PYJ Pretty Young John. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great because here today we're at main campus at Community College of Philadelphia for Drop the Mic. Give a round of applause for Drop the Mic. Here at Drop the Mic, you're going to witness spoken word as you have never seen it before. They often describe spoken word as the jazz of the literary art, the last element of hip-hop, and I often like to think of it as the producers of culture, because we're going to hear storytelling, monologues, lyrics, and poems that allow you to be immersed in other people's experiences to build empathy, understanding, and thought-provoking conversations that is going to leave you from your living room to your car and everywhere you go. So today we have 11 contestants competing here at the main campus of Community College right on Spring Garden.
And we are, to be perfectly transparent, these are not just people from anywhere. There are people from everywhere, because this is the Community College of Philadelphia, where all come for a great education. And again, community, it's in the name, people. So, without further ado, we are actually have some people to introduce you to. Our panel of judges, and introducing all they are, we are going to start with the very creator of Drop the Mic. Please give it up to Dr. Michelle Myers.
Thank you so much, Marquise and Lindo, for welcoming everyone into the space. So hi, everyone. Yes, my name is Dr. Michelle Myers. I am an associate professor in the English department here at Community College of Philadelphia. I am one of the creators of Drop the Mic. I want to give a shout out to the co-creator. He is someone who has retired from CCP, but we still love him very much, and he's still very much, in terms of, him feeling his presence here, as still a part of the show. I just want to give a shout out to Alan Kobernick. Can we give it up for Alan Kobernick as a co-creator of Drop the Mic? And I'm really hoping that Alan will actually be able to make it to the final showcase next week in the Great Hall. And I'm really happy to introduce our wonderful panel of judges here. Can we give it up for all of our judges before I introduce them? So right next to me, I have Alicia Dantzler. Please give a round of applause for Alicia. Alicia is an alumni of Community College of Philadelphia. She has her associate's and bachelor's degree in behavioral health, and she is also pursuing her master's degree. Please give it up for going to grad school. She is an ABA therapist who works with children with disabilities. And next to Alicia, we have Dr. Lisa Sanders. Please give it up for Dr. Sanders. Dr. Sanders is the Dean of Liberal Studies here at Community College of Philadelphia. She is also a Bob Dylan scholar and research associate at the Bob Dylan Archive in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Please give it up for Dean Sanders. And next to Dean Sanders, we have Dr. Keisha Watson. Please give it up for Dr. Watson. She is an assistant professor in the English department here at Community College of Philadelphia. She specializes in poetics and has lectured all over the country about poetry. So once again, for our panel of judges, everyone. And I'll send it back over to Marquise and Lindo.
And there you have it. So we have an extraordinary panel of judges, two amazing co-hosts, a fantastic crew, and now we're about to get y'all into our amazing contestants for today. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
So we have 12 contestants of poets, MCs, and thought provokers that are going to compete for 4 spots to be on our final stage here at main campus at Community College of Philadelphia.
And we could say more, but we're going to get these poets up here. Y'all not ready for this. So, without further ado, on deck, we have Insai.
And coming to stage now, we have
Royalty.
name is Taylor, and this is my performance piece. Said you wanted me to die. Well, what if I had did it? The knife was in my hand, my wrist was open, I could have split it. I could have started leaking off of everything you told me. Said you out of luck, you on your own, go kiss your homie, but that was old days. I'm on my throne, my bread beside me. And no, I ain't slow, I see you creeping from behind me. Say you got pressure, but man, where's the effort? Say you taking me down, but Chris Brown could do it better. Saying that you popular, but really I'm a populist. Trying to turn it down, I turn him up, just a Sabi Jake. Saying that you popular, but no one really knows your name. Saying that you winning for the clout, yeah, you want the fame. Man, I'm over this, now I'm really just over you. I'm looking in the mirror, I could have been a fool. I'm stomping on her neck and I'm stomping on yours too. The minutes that I'm building, immaculate real too. No extent, no extensions, this is my hair. Tell him get some cheese, what you wearing, it's not your hair. Man, I'm going crazy, it's hard for them not to stare. Going crazy, so it's hard for them not to care. Go look both ways. You see my start and not my finish, cause you can never end. What I make, I'm making millions, yeah. You see my start and not my finish, cause you can never end. When I make, I'm making millions. Put your career up in a bag, so now I'm packing you up. You want a drama, we could do it, now I'm gassing you up. And I don't even smoke, but I just lit this blunt so you could take the cell, cause I really don't even need it. I say that I'm the hottest, I'm really just undefeated. I'll pull off like my jet so you know that I'm about to beat it.
Well, excuse me. First, wait. All right. How you feeling?
I feel good.
You feel? I see that. You feel great. First round. First round. Let's take it to the judges, starting with Dr. Myers.
Wow. I mean, as far as your delivery, I just feel like, you know, just from the very first moment, like when you actually started your poem, or, I mean, obviously you could also say these are rap lyrics, right? So very spitfire delivery, right? Definitely drew me in, really great flow as far as your rhymes. And one of the things that I noticed was, you know, at the very beginning, it was interesting because you started and it was like, oh, wow, right? With that delivery and that spitfire way in which you were, you know, spitting out your lines. But then at the same time, you had your hands in your pockets and you were kind of looking down. And then you could tell when you started to feel it, you know what I mean? Because then you took your hands out of your pockets and you're using your hand gestures and so forth. And so, and also really deep lyrics as well, right? Like a declaration of self-power, right? In terms of this poem. So, very powerful poem. I just hope that for the second round that you come out, like in terms of when you start performing, that you're ready. You're ready in terms of like with the hand gestures and like going right into your performance. But great job. Yeah. Thank you.
So, I don't know you, but I feel like I kind of got to know you a little bit through this. With that being said, it's no way you got bars that's that hot, and it's not a lot of I know it's confidence behind them bars. So I just want to feel that confidence. I wrote so much down, but I can't get through everything. I think the hook was fire. You have so much to say. Just make sure we can hear everything, and then let us feel you. Like, I understand you first. You just going up, so you probably a little more reserved. Just for second round, open up a little bit more because it was fire, and I would have liked to see a little more of you in the delivery. Thank you.
Hi, Royalty. That was incredible.
Thank you.
I was caught up very empathetically when you started, and then I found myself trying to find where you were. So I think in round two, keep that sort of message going as long as you can. You were so poised. The delivery was just consistent. I had music in my mind as I was listening to you, and it was really, really well done.
Hi, Royalty. I would reiterate some of what other people said about the initial coming forward. That was a little hesitant, but then once you found your spark and your rhythm, you were there 100%. I appreciated the rhyme, the internal rhyme, external rhyme, and the fact that you started off with something very, very poignant and almost terrifying, but then you released it, and that was beautiful. Thank you.
One more time for Royalty.
Spoken word is like telling my story or what I aspire to be. Spoken word to me is important because it allows me to release my feelings or energy that I have bottled up inside of me.
But coming up to the mic now, please give it up for Inside.
I was called beautiful far before I knew what it meant. So I strived for ugly, hoping that I could fit in. It's in my walk, it's in my talk. I couldn't hide it from them. Why are you so beautiful, they questioned, family and friends. Degraded in my adolescence for what lied beneath my skin. God don't like ugly. You pointed out those who had beauty within. You took me to church to teach me my beauty was a sin. You took me to church to teach me my beauty was a sin. You even scarred my body, ensuring I learned my lesson. It's unnatural. I'm radiant in color the way our Creator didn't intend. So you had to break my spirit so that heaven I could get in. See, Jesus may forgive me, but to you, I'm just embarrassing. Cursed with a boy who's attracted to the same beauty as him. Cursed with a boy who's attracted to the same beauty as him. Cursed with a boy who's attracted to the same beauty as him. I look back over my life. I look back over the years. Lifeless I became. The uglier the better, sadness hidden within my shame. God don't make no junk, one of your infamous sayings. Until he made me, a mistake that's still paying. For his crimes against humanity, love does have its rules. I watched that man beat you. Even domestic violence is excused. She said to me, son, do you like to sleep with men? I found out I was beautiful at the tender age of 10.
Oh my God, that got personal, man. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for listening.
No problem. Let's start off with the judges, and we're gonna start off with Alicia.
I think your tone was really amazing for the poem. I could feel your nervousness while you shared this piece. I just want to encourage you. It was such a powerful piece. It was so well written. Take your time. You did take your time. You still came in under time. I think it was important for us to catch every one of those lines because it was very meaningful to the entire poem, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you for really reaching into the depths of your soul. I felt that. And I thought that the pauses were really important because it enabled me to be with you and feel what you're feeling. And it was very moving and very courageous. Thank you.
Hello. I could also sense the nerves, but in some ways it could have acted in your favor because the depth of the emotions and the lines, I was thinking about James Baldwin and Langston Hughes and the ideas of same gender love and the church and how negative it can be for people who are seeking just love. And the fact that you compared that to domestic violence was very on point. So thank you for that. Also, wait, I want to say one more thing. When you repeated yourself, it was a blues repetition. So whether you wanted to do that or not, it worked.
Yeah, I just want you to know, first of all, that you kept us with you. Like, I think everyone in this room was present with you from beginning to end of this poem, you know? And it was such a profoundly powerful poem. And I mean, I was moved to tears. I had, while my fellow judges were talking, I'm trying to compose myself, you know, so that I'm not coming, you know, to give you feedback and crying while I'm doing that. But it was a very, very emotional poem. I could feel every part of it. I mean, you had me from the first few lines. I was called beautiful before I knew what it meant, so I strive for ugly. Wow. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Those were your first 3 lines, right? And I mean, I was there with you, and I think that your pacing was just perfect. And I agree, I think the pauses were necessary because it allowed everything that you had been saying to sink in. And, you know, I think the other thing that you did really wonderfully was that even, you know, the audience doesn't know if you mess up. And you stood there in your space and took your time. And you never actually said, shit, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? And that is great. Okay, you recovered well, and that's the most important thing. You finished this poem, and we were there with you. So wonderful job, great job. Beautiful poem, really beautiful.
I think that this is the first time I've ever shared the things that I've like written publicly, and this is the first time that I've revealed my identity in a way that, you know, most people, they see me, they assume I'm straight. And there's safety in that. So to get up there and, you know, recite this poem that kind of just says, yo, like I'm queer, I kind of like remove that safety, and that is a very vulnerable position to be in.
Oh, man. Poets know how to dig deep, and I know this night is going to even be a very impactful, deep night because of just the poems we heard. Coming on stage, we have Namki, and then after Namki, on deck, we have Amin. So let's give a big round of applause for Namki. Woo! We can do louder than that. Here we go. All right, cool.
Come. You're more than welcome here. Just know your place, foreigner. You're welcomed in every way, besides taking our jobs, having the positions only certain people deserve. You're welcome when it comes to serving us. When you paint our toenails, cleanse our skin, give us shows and entertainment. But when it comes to your rights, oh dear no. What are those? You're more than privileged living in America. You no longer have to live in such a barbaric land. You can drive cars, get a proper education, everything you need. But if you desire to be treated equally, that's far too much, darling. We may consider such things if you first and foremost dress like us, eat like us, accept our ignorance as our own, teach us what we refuse to listen to, allow us to appropriate your culture while we call ourselves equal. Listen here, foreigner, whatever your name is to be, we value what you have to say if your words are compatible to our own. We may call you monkeys, or a virus, perhaps animals, but at the end of the day, we're of one race, and that's a human race, the race in which it took years for you to be a part of, never even coming close to the finish line. Always competing, comparing, never being up to standard. But foreigner, you are more than welcome here, as you hope to be welcome to your homeland. We'll fix up your house, give money to the poor, paint the skies gray and white with bombs and missiles. But listen here, foreigner, you are welcomed. Our lovely foreigners, who will never be true Americans or ever truly our neighbors, but more like prized possession, fake and doll trophies. Welcome home, foreigner. Oh, that's
Going for 9 pigs. How you feeling, first one? How you
I
feeling?
was nervous.
All right, it's okay. It's all good. Because you delivered. You know what? Enough from me. Let's start with Dr. Lisa Sanders.
Thank you. So you didn't seem nervous. It was really well delivered in terms of selling an idea that we don't really want to have, right? And I picked up on that it was, you were pushing us, right, with your expressions and with your enthusiasm. And we don't want to be enthusiastic about this, right? So I found it very powerful and very moving. And I thought your delivery was right on. I followed everything. The pace was great. So congratulations.
Hello. I really appreciated that you personified America. You embodied its voice and the tensions of pretending to be a melting pot or a salad or stew, whatever we're calling it now, but the reality of the violence underneath it. You also spoke of the violence, bombing, and our status as empire. Very, very powerful poem and very beautifully delivered.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, I agree with Dr. Watson and with Dr. Sanders. I thought it was a great delivery. I thought that this was a really brilliant way to address these topics, right? By having this voice, right, and using this tone and presenting this delivery, but approaching it ironically, right? Because there's the welcoming aspect of it, trying to lure people in, right? But then that's completely antithetical to the actual message of the piece. And I thought that was a really brilliant approach. I really loved your confidence as you came up to the mic, your hand gestures, right? Your stage presence overall. Really great piece. Very, very powerful. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everything that everyone else just said. I also love the fact that when you came up, you just seemed so demure, and then your stage presence just took over. I think your tone was perfect because the message was still clear. And I think that everything you did for the performance of this poem was on point. Your hand gestures, your tone, your pace, your flow, like everything was on point, so it was a great poem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give it up one more time for 9 pigs.
I say spoken word for me was kind of like a sanctuary, but also as a coping mechanism. I wrote a lot in high school since that was a time period in which I went through like a lot of stuff. But now it's just more of a form of art I like to do for fun.
But coming to the mic right now, give it up for Amin.
How y'all doing? My name is Amin, and I've always been a passionate writer, but I just recently decided to turn my writing into poetry. So this is like one of my first times performing, so bear with me. This first poem is called Pain, and it's where I'm from, we experience a lot of pain. Where I'm from, we experience a lot of pain. No fathers, just mothers, experiencing a lot of shame. Mama grinding, working hard, trying to make a change. Father locked behind them bars, hoping mama sent some change. I was left home alone, trying to learn the right things, but the devil found me as a lonely child and caused some real change. I used to pray to God asking why he allowed all those games. He said I'm the chosen one, and I wouldn't know who it was if it wasn't for the pain. But why do I still feel all the shame from the dreams that never came? Lost and confused, I was ready to leave the game. But by the grace of God, I didn't fall for the games. I feel real lucky to stand here and tell you a story all about my pain. To be continued.
We gotta get your feedback. How you feeling?
Nervous.
Nervous? You
Yeah.
smiling. You seem happy. Was it
No,
good, Smith?
so to be honest with you, so I'm a little nervous, and my girlfriend was calling me while I was trying to perform because I'm having no. On a serious note, I'm having like personal issues, so I'm trying to like deal with my personal issues and still perform without walking out. So excuse me for like just being nervous, not always being present, but thank you.
Thank you for bringing everything to the stage and still being present here, man. We appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
So we're gonna start off with our judges. Dr. Watson.
So I really appreciated that poem. I like the way you introduced yourself. I noticed a spiritual underpinning of the poem. I don't know if it's biblical, but there was a kind of yearning for ease from pain. Also, I don't know if you were referencing diggable planets, where I'm from. Were you?
A little bit.
Okay. Because I got that vibe, that diggable planets, where I'm from. But then you immediately move to a kind of existential sadness that you're trying to escape from. So I appreciated that, as well as your rhyme. You were very consistent with your rhyme, so thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dr. Myers.
Well, congratulations on being first-time performer. Thank you for gracing our stage. Let's give it up for him for being a first-time performer. I'm always so happy when a poet comes in and graces our mic as a first-time performer. And you really did a great job. You had a great flow. There was a lot of really beautiful musicality in your voice, too, as you were delivering your lines. Also very powerful message, right? Like, finding strength through struggle, right? I mean, acknowledging, right, that struggle and the personal challenges and so forth, but also trying to find that reserve of strength that you can draw from, right, in various ways in your life, and I really love that. I think for the second round, what I would love to see you do, and I'm not, I don't know exactly what you're going to perform, but I would have loved to have seen you look up a couple times from your phone, as you were delivering that poem, just so that we could connect with you more. But it was a great piece. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I really like your voice. It was kind of dope. I could catch it more once you got into the flow of your poem, and I think I would want to see like more of that because it was a bop as you were flowing, and it's like a natural internal flow. It's just based off how you write, and I think that's really dope. Same thing, eye contact. I know it's your first time, so thank you for blessing us your first time and sharing that poem with us. Another thing is, with the poem being about pain, I think it was really dope that you didn't just harp on the pain, but more of how you can get yourself out of the pain. How do you get over this? How do you get to the next part? And I think that was the overall message, and I really enjoyed that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, I agree with everything that's been said, and what struck me was that the way you delivered the poem, very consistent, very determined, very deliberate, with all the rhyme, and as was said before, the musicality is the foundation for dealing with the pain in a way. So that message came through, and I think, yes, round two, look up and let everyone feel your confidence.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. So what made me come here today is just trying to conquer a fear of writing. I love poetry, presenting my poetry. My apologies. I love to write poetry, but I have a real fear of presenting my poetry because it has like a lot of emotion and my pain in it, and I don't know how it'll be perceived.
But coming up to the stage right now is Lady O. Oh, okay, I see you. You're out here for real. Thank you.
Sak passe tout le monde. My name is Lady O, and I am here to remind you that we are the 99%. Have you not felt the unease, the fear, the isolation, broke, unsure of the future? Are you feeling disempowered by the powers at hand? Guess what? You are not alone. For there are many that have lost their moral innate ways to the lure of the great American apparel. But to the 1% dismay, protests have been erupting, looting, reflecting the demonic greed of the so-called sought-out fake American dream. And you see now that the aspirations you had when you were 10, you know, that time you naively believe that the hard work and mindless obedience you bequeath to the American machine, believing this would magically open the gateway to the Aryan leprechaun, a charlatan, to lead you to the rainbow-colored trail littered with pots of chocolate guilt. Are you like me and was shaken to reality by an unseen enemy, police brutality, and egregious systematic racist policies? If you are dissatisfied like me, my friend, then share this. You are, we are the 99%. Because I think that it is time that we reclaim a new leader to represent the unease of the 99%. Thank you.
Lady O, how you feeling?
Deliciously peachy, my friend.
Deliciously peachy. What? No. I have nothing else to say. Let's take it to the judges, Dr. Miles.
Lady O, I really loved how you called us out. You know what I mean? Like from the very first moment you came up on the stage, you called out to us and somebody responded, right? So you had that little call and response at the beginning. And then I really loved how there was this movement between, like from the very first moment to like when you started, you introduced yourself, I am Lady O. But we are the I'm here to remind you that we are the 99%. So it was the individual to the collective, right? So we as individual beings, but we're also part of this larger identity and recognizing how we're all connected together. And you were calling us out into that, to answer that call that we have to be each other's keepers. We have to care about each other, right? And so when we go through a thing and we have a struggle, then we also have to realize that we're all going through this struggle, right? So I really love that message. And I also wanted to say that your performance was really wonderful. Like you really, like you embodied, like this entire poem, you embodied it in your words, to your actual physical body, to your voice. It was just, and I love the moments when you sang as well. You know what I mean? Really just kept me there. So beautiful. I could say so much more, but really, really beautiful. I love this piece.
Thank you. I think you really have, as Michelle said, but your voice is just capturing. Like from the time that you started to speak, like I was catching myself, I'm trying to like write notes, but I'm like, I can't write notes because I'm trying to look. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I think you did a really excellent job of making sure you got every person in this room almost like you gave eye contact to. I seen the entire, but it was controlled and you used your whole body for the performance. So your voice, your gestures, and your words. And I think it was really dope. One of my favorite parts of this poem was just that last line where you exhaled and said the unease of the 99%. I feel like that was very powerful. So I think you have these methods and techniques that you use intentionally, and I think it works so well. Thank you.
Yes, I completely agree with what's been said, and what was going through my mind was this is real justice that we're wrestling with. And you tapped right into our conscience and kept that message there the entire time. And with I also love the singing. I love the animation, the way you delivered it. Again, very consistent and telling and engaging. So thank you.
That was very powerful. You did, just like everybody said, you owned it. So I was trying to write, but I couldn't in a way. I was kind of scribbling, but I was so enamored with your performance itself. But on top of the performance, it is the content that shook me. Like Dr. Michelle Myers was saying, your call out to the we, the majority, the 99%. I love the way you said that. And what I did write down is deconstruction of the American dream, decimation of economic exploitation, and being part of the machine. Very beautifully done.
Give it up one more time for Lady O, please.
My love for poetry. Oh my goodness. I speak, I eat, everything about words. Oh my goodness. I have always been fascinated about the power that words have. That words can make a person sad, angry, depressed, or it can even instill or start a revolution. So the power of words is what brought me here. I want to share my love of words, of poetry with people.
I mean, we're moving right along. Child. It's so funny. So, for those at home tuning in, I know you're locked in. You're here for each episode, but I want you to realize like how as we keep going with each episode, it just keeps getting better. And like the finals, child, I don't even want to talk about it. All right, on deck we have Haley Farai. Haley Farai. There we go. We have Haley Farai. But coming to the stage now, we have Nye
Thank you for the introduction. How y'all doing? I go by 9-5, and this ain't no woke speech. It's just what it sound like when you let your soul speak. So, every wave don't last long, so I be different in case. It never catch me by surprise, because I could picture the hate. Everybody gonna know your secrets when you vent with a snake, and you only become real when you can live with the fake. And some of these women only looks, and they ain't shit but a face. You never gonna progress if you don't go get what it take. They gonna talk down forever once you get in your place. People do anything to cross you when your vision is straight. And blood'll do you dirty before water get the chance to. I ain't in the feet of nobody, that's what your mans do. Don't be mad at me, I'm just doing this shit I can do. I won't be on another nigga dick, that's what fans do. Don't wanna die no time soon, and I don't plan to. Women play innocent, better watch them, they really ran through. Some people play homie, better watch them, cause they a jam you. Don't matter if they get it, just make sure you understand you. Shout out to them angels fighting off all of them bad vibes. They whispered in my ear and showed me it's get the cash time. Some people shiesty and quick to backbite. They know they in the wrong, but still gonna treat me like the bad guy. Hit up my side boo like what you trying to do. I'm trying to catch a vibe. Little shit, I'm only 5'2". Make her slide through my little dime boo. She don't never complain cause I never give her the time to. No hate in this world compared to fake love. That shit'll break you down, make you even hate love. I'm tired of these noodles, give me that steak grub. Niggas switched on me and blamed me saying I changed up. My guys was here before socials, that's why they hate buzz. Suckers do it all for a like. I can't relate cuz. Y'all be whoever convenient, all in the mixed drum. We just be whoever the money at, call it cake love. I'm with some people that tell you to get that cake up. You with the same dudes that ran on you when we came up. Devil in my ear telling me wake up. You get one chance at life, you fail this test, it ain't no makeups. Stuck in the trenches, jigging finessing. 2 places I'm trying to stay out of, in the way and in them heavens. They go and get a gun and get the ego of a dragon. Niggas gotta look cocky cause it compliment the weapon. Ever heard your brother turn snake? Heard your homie took 8? You get that call and you wish it was fake? I'm just grinding for them times I ain't had shit on my plate. Mom still show me love in the crib full of hate. This blood don't pump pussy. Hope you don't think you no bully. I got killers overlooking every move a youngin' took. And I just talked to my little baby on the phone. She said, keep pushing. Heard they said I ain't the killer one. Thought, go ahead and push me. And I ain't clearing shit up. You gonna take it how you took it. Either they gonna try to copy or they sit back and keep looking. I don't dwell on the past. Ain't no telling how it could be. Did this on my own. Made a vet. From a rookie, I'm a beast. I'm a dog. I go hard. No turn off. You a fraud. Go to war and you quick to call the law. Never solve. Hold up. Pause. So that shit just came out wrong. Walking bar. Call a cause. I'ma do this for my dogs. I've been chasing money, but it seemed like I can't catch it. Brother told me chase your dreams. Watch the bread be manifested. Do it for a purpose. Don't be servant to the loot. And when it comes, just go invest it. Let that money work for you. Fuck, I gotta be a DJ so these niggas get a clue. I don't pillow talk to niggas. I just go right at your boo. It's my way or the highway. I do what I gotta do. I went and murdered number 1 when they told me I was 2. Yeah. Thank y'all.
Real quick. This is what I needed young Emmy to do. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm my dog.
Oh my God, you was spitting like the rent due. You got
Yeah.
mortgage payment.
It's that time. It's that time.
Trying to keep your credit score above
I
600. You was spitting. All right, let's see what the judges say. We're gonna start off with Alicia.
I'm hyped. I wrote like bars at some point, and then I had to go back and put like bars after bar after bar. Like your personality came out so much through that, and I think it allowed you. First of all, I would love to hear this over a beat. I think it would be like even if like your voice in general, not just this poem, your voice in general. I think you have a really dope voice, and I would listen to you spit all day because you got bars, and I love bars. That's like one of my favorite things, just to hear a person be able to play with their words, but it's meaningful. Like you're able to play with it, punch, come back, spit, flow, play with some more stuff, come back. Like it was dope. The whole entire thing was dope from start to finish. And yeah, my favorite line was tired of noodles, give me that steak love. I think that was really dope. You played around with a lot, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where do I begin? First of all, it was just right on. You know, the rhyming, the delivery, I couldn't keep writing because I was trying to listen, but your lines were so wise, many of them, right? A vet from a rookie, crib full of hate. Make sure you understand you. You know, that's, yeah. So congratulations. It was really, really well done. And I agree. Put it over a beat. Is that what you said?
Yeah, she has that voice. Like,
Yeah, to do that.
So I was overwhelmed by your charisma and your CCP merch from head to toe. I appreciated that. So it got me in the mood for it. Your wordplay is incredible. I was trying to keep up. And I was like, I actually need to see this written because I don't know what she's doing up here. It's like magic. So I really appreciated your wordplay. And I noticed that at some point an angel's whispering in your ear, you're spitting, and then the devil's there. I loved it.
Thank you.
I appreciated it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that my fellow judges said. I found your delivery to be really captivating. Like, yeah, I was starting to write down notes and everything, and I was like, no, I just gotta sit here and listen because it was just so amazing. And then also, like, I mean, you were in your flow from the very beginning, but there also came a point somewhere, like in the middle, you know, towards the, where you were just like, you were in another plane almost, you know, like you were rocking. Yeah, maybe you were listening to the beat in your head or whatever, but I was like, yeah, you know, like I could just like feel it, like in your whole body, like in terms of the rhythm, you were like locked into the rhythm of this piece. And there was so much great wordplay, so many really wonderful punchlines, right? It was just like one after the other, after the other, after the other. Amazing piece, well written, great flow, beautiful, beautiful. I love this piece, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all so much.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
Spoken word means to me just speaking from your soul, speaking from your heart, speaking your authenticity as enhanced as you can to make somebody else feel it.
So poet on deck, we have Tev, but coming to the stage now is Helly Farah.
My daddy always told me when I was just a girl, my big mouth would get me in trouble when I venture off to the world. So far, I've had no problems saying what's on my mind, and I've got the marks to show it on my tender behind. My mother said to me, girls are always quiet and sweet, but oh dear Lord, strike me down if I ever meet defeat. I'd rather be a big mouth, wise ass, smack talking girl than a quiet, dusty doll just sitting on a shelf. My teachers never liked me, or the priests at Catholic school. I'd open up my big mouth and argue every rule. When it came down to the Bible, it was like a legal battle. I'd always end up in the office, taking the paddle. If I'm going to hell or not, I'm not, and that's my story. I'd rather say what I mean than live a life that's useless and boring. And I think Jesus Christ knows my intentions are good. And if you don't, my big mouth will tell you you should.
First of all, Haley, how you feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. There was a moment backstage where there was like an introduction of Haley, and it was bookended by a very interesting.
I did a split.
She did a split. We went from desserts to you had to be there. I'm sorry. All right. To our judges, starting with Dr. Lisa.
I really appreciate the challenge that you're sending to notions of what it means to be a woman and the oppression that is systemic and serves to keep women down. Yeah, that came through loud and clear, and I really liked how you daddy, big girl, doll. I thought your pause with the eyes and all that was very effective. And the challenge, I think where you're going, right, was with patriarchal institutions and how they are, we're still trying to fight that. And so I really liked it. And I liked your delivery. It was consistent and captivating. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It's funny, I wrote down almost all of the same things. But which speaks to your message being very strong. I think this is a critique of patriarchy. You're embodying a younger female voice, but you are also waging a critique. You brought in corporal punishment connected to religion. So maybe religion being used as a tool as a patriarchal tool for female oppression. I'm not sure if you were doing that, although I think there was some earnestness, perhaps, with the religious underpinning. So thank you very much for that. I appreciated it.
Yes, I really enjoyed the theatrical quality of your performance, like just from the very beginning, and it in terms of being more of a dramatic monologue in terms of how you presented it, and I also, again, what Dr. Sanders and Dr. Watson said, right? The message is something that is very meaningful. But I also, just to add to that, I think that for me, part of what I also appreciated about this message was it was a way to say that I want an authentic existence. I want to be my own authentic self. And no matter what all these other processes at play, from what my family is telling me to society at large and so forth and so on, that's not me, right? And so I'm going to say it loud, right? I'm going to say it in my, in a voice, my big voice, right? This is who I am, and this is me authentically, right? And I love that message. It's really great. You're welcome.
Just to piggyback off of what Michelle said, I feel like your performance gave that. I feel like from the start to the end, your energy gave y'all want me to be like this, I'm not. I'm going to be this. This is who I am. I'm standing big. And your energy exuded throughout the poem. You jumped in. You changed the tones appropriately to relay certain messages. I love the sarcasm throughout the entire piece because that's just me. I feel like your energy, though, I think it glowed from the beginning to the end of the piece, even with the message that you were sharing. And I think that was such a huge thing because we could feel all of that. So thank you.
Thank you. And
Spoken word means to me, honestly, it's an expression of what's inside of you in its purest, rawest form. And I love that it's available for us to utilize.
On deck is potential, but coming up to the mic next, we have Tev.
So my stage name is Tev Tev. My real name is Tevin, like Campbell, if you're old enough. So I took my cat to the vet today. His name is Cheddar. We sat in the exam room. Obviously, we're both anxious. He's running around the room trying to get comfortable, find a place to hide. He better than me because I can't do that when I go to the doctor, black man waiting for blood pressure results. He finds safety behind the hazardous waste basket. I sit in the chair because I'm the parent they're referring to, so it's apparent as the one who can speak English that I must respond. So the story is, I abducted my baby off the streets. I mean, catnapped a cat who catnaps frequently. He's an orange cat with orange cat tendencies. Like, he's extra cuddly, but will throw fades with his papa. And he's always trying to take my shorties when they pull up. Like, he's cuddled up on them, he meowing and shit, like really trying to take my shorties, purring and shit. And we really be beefing. I be spitting game and he be meowing and shit. I pull out poems, him purring and shit. I pull out dick, shorty purring and shit. Today I took my baby cat to the vet. They ran all his tests because yesterday he threw up a worm and I thought then that he was sick. The vet checked my baby and told me that he was a she. Cheddar is Chidari. I find myself crying as she meowed at the exam. Beforehand, I prepared for them to mishandle my son. Now it's my daughter. No, it's not a human, but if you're a pet parent, it's apparent that the pain feels similar, if not the same. I, now conflicted in that exam room, that my baby girl is facing examination by a world she ain't prepared for. I'm up, sitting at her side, out my seat. When I thought it was my son, how differently I treat my girl now I know she's not a man. I sit in that chair, conflicted with the reality that I'm feeling differently about my daughter. It's not a child, so I'm not a parent, but it's a parent that programming has led me to believe that my daughter deserves more love than my son did. I paid the bill, no complaint. I washed her when we got home, applied her medication, set her appointment to be spayed so she doesn't bear children I can't take care of because I've decided that she can't bear them just yet. I am father and she is no longer son. So before, a friend told me that I should let him go out in the street and sow seed to fix the itch in his balls, and then upon finding out he was a girl that I should spade her to spare her from the trauma of children before her time. Oh, the one-way street. My son would be allowed to be free, but my daughter must be curtailed, protected. I sat in that exam room and did a complete 180 in parenting. Apparently, I believe that the two should be parented differently. My son is my daughter. I love them the same. I protect him now better that it's her. I know it's the same for how we do our sons, how I was raised too. I pray I raise my sons differently. Poem.
Oh my God. I appreciate black men with cats. We need to write more about us being with cats and pets and all that stuff. I low-key feel like you was using your locks as a prop. You was trying to do it on the judges. I saw you. You was like,
my hair was getting in my face.
All right. You was like, I got long locks for a reason. All right, let's see what the judges said. We are starting off with, where did we leave off at? I forgot. Yeah. Dr. Watson, thank you.
So I loved your locks from the beginning, and I noticed them immediately. But I know that you were saying something deeper about gender, clearly, about the treatment of girls and boys, and also about the treatment of animals and how you love your cat, etc. I'm trying to be, maybe put too complex a gloss on this, but I think what I loved most is the way there was a moment, okay, first you're talking about your cat. Then there's a shift to almost a mixture where you're using language of humanity or cliches about the way we talk about girls and boys. And I'm like, is he talking about an animal? Is he talking about people? So that was really interesting to try to unpack the language at that second part. And then there's another turn where you explicitly state that you are referring to, or in part referring to, how we should treat our sons. And I think really that's the underpinning, how we treat our sons. But there was a lovely meandering through language to get to that point. So thank you for that. It gave me a lot to think about.
Yeah. I really loved the storytelling quality of this piece. I feel like I don't know how to say this exactly, but I feel like it is hybrid of a number of different kinds of pieces. Like there's the storytelling aspect, but then, there was, the spoken word element to it, and you just kind of mesh these forms together in a way that I thought was really masterful. Like even how you drew us in with humor at the very beginning, but underlying all of it, right, was you trying to highlight this very serious issue. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I really appreciated all that, and I really felt like I was taken on a journey where at some point halfway through I had to really, because I was enjoying the humor and everything, and then Cheddar, but that moment where Cheddar becomes Chidari, I was like, damn, like that's so deep, right? And then I got lost in just how profound the message of the rest of that poem was. And I just think that as far as you weaving that tale as a storyteller, it was just it was beautiful. It was a beautiful process, and I really appreciate being taken on that process. Yeah, so thank you. Great.
I guess real quick, it's full name is Cheddar Red Lobster Biscuit. So to like keep with the theme, I went Chidari, so Cheddary Red Lobster Biscuit.
Okay.
I got it. I'm gonna give you a good compliment here. You remind me of two of my favorite poets, our hosts, Lindo because of the cat reference, and Marquise because of the humor and the way you do it. No, seriously, two of my favorite poets. I think you did a really, really, really good job of having the humor turn into, no, pay attention to what I'm saying, because reality and what I am saying now, these two things are very much connected. One of my favorite lines was Orange Cat with Orange Cat tendencies, and then to finish off with, I protect him better because it's a her. I think it highlights the fact that there is not enough protection for men, young black men, in different environments, and I think you bring something deeper in by pulling us in with humor. And yes, you're talking about a cat, but there's a way deeper underlying message that is in this piece, and I think you did a good job at making sure everybody was with you. But y'all gonna get this work though. I feel like that was that.
So what else can I add, right? I was a little nervous in that vet exam room, like what's gonna happen? Do I want to hear this? And I thought again, the humor was great, drew me right in, and then you punctuated really serious issues like a black man getting his blood pressure checked, and the inequalities in the healthcare system, and the cat could hide, and the implication was you couldn't. And it was so powerful. I really liked your play on parent to parent. That was great, and the one-way street, and of course the challenges and the differences between sons and daughters, and the very real love that all of us who have pets have of our pets, right? And we do think of them as our babies. And so it was perfectly confusing, So thank you.
Thank you.
always have phases of like not writing, but then getting back to writing and then getting back to performing, just because like it does create a balance, and like the lessons from it kind of echo that in the sense of like that reality of how powerful our words are, especially when we share them with others.
But coming to the stage now, we have Potential. Ooh, Potential. Clap it up until he makes it all the way to the stage.
Thank you to everybody that went before me with all the nerves and all that. Y'all really inspired me. And since he uses dreadlocks for some judge points, I'm going to use Bob Dylan. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you like Bob Dylan or Prince, I'm going to use their energy to channel through me now. That'll do that. So these are 2 of the 70 songs I've recorded here on campus this year. I don't know how you don't remember. I held you down from June till December. Oh, hey. I don't know how you don't remember. I held you down from June till December. Then you got cold January. I just wanted your hand to hold for marriage. I don't know how you don't remember. I held you down from June till December. Then you got cold January. I just wanted your hand to hold for marriage. Yeah. I don't know, but what I do know is I value you. Your beauty's rich, that's food for thought, that's root, that's crisp. When I first saw you, I'm like, who this is? Then chopped you down like fruit that split. I shot my shot, I hooped it, switch, hit it out the park, babe, roof got riz. Our times right now, I bought you this watch to remember the way I love you now, no other man could ever. Then she mood swing like a Gemini, because she knows I'm right, and I don't know how you don't remember. I held you down from June till December. Oh, hey, yo, fast and toxic, that's your problem. So I got options. Baskin Robbins, I'm astronomic, and this planet's not it. She's sending mixed messages in scattered boxes. You gonna miss me when I'm gone, yeah, along with flavor and a little soul. How I turn this created player off. Yo, so remember me. No. I know you're gonna remember these memories. Just be glad that you met me. One-on-one, because there'll never be another one. No, there'll never be. I just bettered me. So right now you're actually listening to an even better me. I cut the knot. Our tie's been severed, whether you like it or not. I don't like your temper. You're just so cold. January. I try to lock you down, baby. Secondary. I don't know how you don't remember. I held you down from June till December. Oh, I don't know how you don't remember. I don't know how you don't remember. I held you down. I held you down. Drops mic.
Get up one more time for Potential. Adam, that's not in the budget, all right? It's not in the budget. How you feeling?
Energetic.
Energetic? Okay, all right, I like it. It's cool, calm, collected. Let's see what the judges have to say. We are starting with Dr. Myers. There we go.
I do think it's me.
We're juggling.
First of all, I do want to say I am a huge Prince fan. So you did start off well with that, with bringing up Prince, with calling him into the space. I really appreciated this rap, okay? And I think for me, like the message, the content that's coming across, in terms of it, I think what is something that's interesting to me in listening to your lyrics is you're kind of looking at, it's a breakup poem, but it's also like, where is that moment where a relationship goes sour? You know what I mean? So like in your hook, you're talking about, the person not remembering that you held them down from June to December, right? And now it's January. So there's the play on the seasons. And so there's like, okay, it was good. It was good from there, right? From June to December. And now suddenly, in January, we got to January and things are cold. So where is that moment when a relationship goes sour, right? And then the breakup aspect of the poem. I think for me, as far as the performance part of it, I really appreciated your confidence. I thought you came up and you owned the mic, you owned that space around the mic. I think I just wish that you had played more with the musicality of the words themselves, rather than like me feeling like there is a rhythm there that I can't hear as you're delivering these lines. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think I would have loved to hear how maybe you would have delivered these poems if you were just like thinking about the rhythm of the words themselves. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay.
No Gemini slander here, first of all. I could enjoy your gestures. And I also feel like I got to feel more of your personality once you actually started spitting the lyrics opposed to the hook. So it's probably like one of those times I feel like if one of those hooks wasn't there and I got more lyrics in there, I would have enjoyed it just as much, even more. I think your gestures were on point. I really liked the switch up that you did with your flow. So like the first time you had one flow and then when you came back, it was totally different and it was playful. I think this whole piece, granted that it's like a breakup thing, it still was playful. And I could kind of hear the cadence in there, but it switched a few times. So I feel like at one of those times, like without the hook, I wanted to hear like more lyrics. Cause you was killing it with the lyrics. I was with you. I'm like, all right. Until you start talking about Geminis out.
Well, of course, I really liked how you brought Bob Dylan into the space to set the tone. And I agree with what my colleagues said, and I particularly enjoyed how you switched it up. It kept us thinking, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and where was this sufferer going, right, with the experience. I liked the June to December. You were coming back to that over and over again. And it's getting more and more uncomfortable each time we're going back, right? And and that's exactly right. That's what happens. And to Dr. Meyer's point, where does it go? Where does it go bad? And there was a sense of you were trying to figure that out. And I liked, fast and toxic. That was a good line. And the call to remember me. So thank you.
I'm just going to add on a bit. I agree with what my colleagues have said. What I appreciated was the hybridity of the performance. I liked the musical part and then breaking into the spitting of bars. I really appreciated that. Also love the repetition. I don't know how. And during a breakup, that's how you feel, like, I don't know how. And you can fill in the blank after that. I really like that. So the repetition I thought was almost mesmerizing, the way it went on and on, like the seasons that you also kept repeating. So thank you.
We have one more time for potential.
I think that I've been quietly recording 70 songs in the past 12 months here on campus, and nobody really knows. And I'm 3 albums deep now and looking to sell my first album, and this looked like a good opportunity to at least show people what's been happening on campus that nobody has known.
But coming to the stage now, give it up for Imani!
Here. All right. The inevitable. A cold, bitter breeze infected my knees as I attempted to walk into the hospital. As I looked around me, I noticed the intense chaos which prevailed all around me. As I began to stumble, Nurse Tate and Nurse Leandra rushed me through the hospital doors. Drew, the paramedic, knew how severe things were. He constantly told me how strong I was. Will I be ready? The question was raining havoc in my head. I felt constantly disoriented, which was when I knew for sure would be the inevitable of me. The pain I felt was excruciating. Nurse Tate and Nurse Leandra transported me down the hallway of the hospital. The white bright lights were dawning me towards death. I knew they would be taking me to my ultimate destination, where my fear and demise met face to face. My life would soon be changed forever. The feeling I had once felt about death began to usher me into a new chapter of my life. My secrets had finally met up with me. Death had always been a scary experience, for it would ultimately always indicate negative hardships and final destinations, which no one cannot avoid or defer. As I felt my demise nearing, I no longer felt afraid. I watched Nurse Tate Leandra prepare the delivery room. Both nurses, Leandra and Tate, vowed to help guide me through my death. I screamed for help from my mother, who wasn't there. I sought help from God, who I knew could help me prevail. Sharp pains shot through me, from my belly throughout my body and down to my legs. The nurse offered me drugs to make the process easier for me. I have never been an advocate for drugs, so I declined, knowing the excruciating death would be mine alone to handle. For it was dealt by my own hand. I was sure my demise would be definite. When the pains became unbearable, immense red heat and overwhelming emotions arose. I could feel myself melting at the sight of death, like a volcano spewing orange-hot lava. The inevitable was truly near. I feared not being ready for death, but it was too late for me. I was ready for the pearly gates on Heaven Avenue. Death had written my name down. I closed my eyes and released the warrior's cry. As I stood face to face with the angel of death, my body went numb as the shock waves rippled through my body and out of me. I opened my eyes to see the gift death had brought to me. I laid my eyes upon a precious golden halo and a twinkle in his eye. It was the face of God. It was a face of grace from God. Death brought me life. I suddenly realized the death of me was temporary. Death doesn't mean the end. It creates space for new beginnings and experiences. God gave me a second chance and a precious baby boy. Now I change dirty diapers and have a little human who needs nursing every 3 hours. I thought the inevitable was my termination. However, I've come to realize it was all in God's plan and the most significant part of my femininity.
How you feel now being on stage?
I feel good.
Okay. All right, I think we're starting off with Dr. Lisa. Am I right? No, we're starting off with Alicia. I was
Keep
right.
trying to make me a doctor.
I'm always right.
Is this a calling? I enjoy, first of all, thanks for your energy and your presence. I enjoyed your energy when you came to the stage even before you started, so thank you for that. I think your storytelling aspect was really good and on point, and I can appreciate you using the metaphor of like death to be like reborn again, and especially in labor situations with it being fatal for women, and that can be like very high for African American women. Just like the rebirth though, throughout that, being able to take that energy and say like, I'm afraid, I'm fearful, and then approaching death straight on, but knowing that you're coming on the other side with the rebirth. So I think you did a really good job of depicting that throughout the poem.
I really liked the theme of death because when we become mothers, something does die.
For sure.
Yeah, and you are transformed as a new person with, as you said, this new life hanging on you forever. Yes, and so that constant reminder, which we know only when we go through it and isn't something that's really talked about in society, there's a huge loss there. And to your point of, the medical piece of it, that's exactly right on too. So I thought it was very thought-provoking and well done.
Thank you.
Hello. At first, I wasn't sure where you were going. I thought that maybe this was about unaliving, but I knew that you were in a hospital, so I was really trying to figure out what was happening. And then I realized that you were taking the metaphor of death to not only represent the loss of yourself as a certain woman, right? You become new, but also that you were losing not just yourself, but bringing forth life at the same time. I'm trying to see what I wrote here. Oh, one thing that stood out to me is the idea of the halo, and that when you saw God, you didn't see God's face, you saw grace from God. I thought that was really beautiful, a kind of deferral that you had mentioned earlier in the piece, that you're not seeing the face of God, but you're seeing grace, which is what Black women need when we go to the hospital to get birth. Thank you very much.
Like that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that my fellow judges said. I also wanted to just say, like, you know, again, to say as far as like something that I really appreciated about the poem from the very beginning was your storytelling and the descriptive language. Like, I was drawn in just through all of the imagery that you use, right, in terms of feeling like I was there along with you as you were arriving at the hospital, while you were there, everything that you were, so all of that was really well done, and it helped keep me engaged in that moment with you. And then I think, you know, for me, I also really appreciated, because, you know, there's just the aspect of being in the hospital, but then there was that philosophical shift where you start having these existential considerations, existential and spiritual considerations about life and death. Right. And it's like being on the verge of feeling like one is going to die is where one most appreciates death, right? Mm-hmm. And that gift, I had also written that note down, the gift, right, that you saw was the grace from God, you know what I mean, the grace from God. And I thought all of that was really beautiful. And then I was kind of blown away again with the twist at the end about the birth, you know, your own rebirth, the birth of your child, the birth of your son. And it was all just really done very beautifully. The transition from one into the next as you were going through your piece was really well done.
Thank you. The inspiration was my son. Yeah, and just also to like being a young mom, people wouldn't expect that I am a mom. So I kind of use the fact that I have a son in the suspense.
But coming to the stage now is Mar. Can we give them a big round of applause as they come on stage? Bring this up.
Erosion. I've spent nights stilling my aching heart in the sand to look up at the stars. I stare past the moon's milky horizon into the eyes of the storm. Time. Time has never been my friend, nor has it been my foe. More like some sort of comedic illustrator, scribbling for the events of my future with one hand and both eyes closed. And I trace the stars, wrapping my mind around how this was meant to be fair. Since life began, I built myself a foundation. A town once so beautiful, bustling with life and blue lakes. Now with my joy having to breathe around sandy shores, and I have to sit and watch as time erodes. Away at my yellow brick road with mud and rain and hail. People say it's the little things that count, but I want them to grow to be big things. Tall monuments that I can climb and breathe in an overwhelming aroma of joy. But I am destined for a life that I deserve. And with the way the sand filters through the hourglass, time has left me with nothing but crumbs to feed. I have too much time to think and too little time to choose. And with my hand buried in the sand, I stand idly bored and patient, begging for the sun's fiery kiss to rattle my bones. Sometimes, an asteroid falls and digs a crater into my skin. But as quickly as it came, it melts and disappears, an afterthought to the wind, a dream caught in memory. And so, again, I feel nothing. And time can be a cruel thing. For many times I have wished that the pages of my book might soon come to a conclusion. But the hands of the clock continue writing, and again, I am left to watch and wait.
You know, I got very beatnik vibes from you, just like coffee house. It was great. It was tender and mellow, and it put me at ease. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Feeling all right. I'm feeling good.
All right. Okay. All right. Dr. Sanders.
So I really liked your delivery. It was smooth, consistent, calm, and the message was terrifying. And I thought that contradiction and contrast was really powerful because we don't have control. And we are at the mercy, right, of, I think is what you were saying, of the universe and of the forces. And, you know, fate is fate, and it may not be fair. And it just, here we are, right, thinking that we want control and we can't. So that was, I really enjoyed it, and it was very thought-provoking and powerful. Thank you.
I agree about the delivery, and I really appreciated that although you were reading, you looked up at the audience, and those moments were actually really powerful when you looked up. I also just love the language: mud, rain, hail, desiring a kiss, begging a kiss from the sun. I was actually pretty blown away. There's a sense of ennui or almost like a boredom that you're representing through time. And I really could see that not only through your delivery, but through the words. And then there's this tension between the gaze up to the stars and the common everyday movement of time. So thank you very, very much. Very beautifully done.
Yeah, I also felt as though being drawn into just the metaphorical quality of the way in which you're making us aware of time and space and giving us a sense of feeling very small in relationship to both of those, right? To both time and space. And you know, but underlying all that, there is still that desire to manifest, like the desire to manifest how we want our life to be, right? A desire to be the creator and so forth. But then looking up and saying, I'm just this little tiny speck, right, on this floating rock in the middle of this vast universe. And what is it that I can really do? And for all the things that I want to manifest, am I going to have the time to do it, right? And that's the cruelty of this existence, right? Is that we have a finite amount of time here. And are we making the most of it, right? And so I found all of that, like very philosophical questioning of all of that, really very beautiful. And, you know, drawing me in and me, and I thought, again, like to kind of echo what some of my fellow judges said, like your delivery also kind of embodied all of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wonderful job. Beautiful poem. Well written. Yep. Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
That's some of my notes too. I was just saying, like, your tone from the beginning was very on point. I really enjoyed some of the lines that, specifically because I like the way you tied just the concept of time in the fact that we can't take it for granted. It's things we may want to do, and the fact that you brought that right back around to the. I'm sorry if I'm. This is my interpretation, and then, excuse me, the way you brought that back around to the end is just say, like, the clock is ticking. You did a really, 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 really good job at being descriptive of these things that just the anticipation of time is making me feel. And I think that you shared that really well within a poem. And I would love to read more of your work or just hear you spit poetry to me all day.
Give it up one more time for Mara.
Whoop, whoop.
I wanted to really test myself. I have never performed on video. I've never really performed like that in front of people. Memorizing a monologue and performing it, I have done it for classes, but actually doing it as something that could really get me out there in terms of acting, which is something that I do want to pursue. I wanted to take this opportunity.
Also, Dr. Watson, I feel like the soothingness in your voice, but the power in it. I feel like you could read me a pizza menu and it would be like a lullaby. And I need to talk to you later about that. Okay. All right. You just need to take a moment to breathe this. All right. We are coming to the end of the first round. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling great? Fantastic. So, there are no more poets on deck. We have coming to the stage now as our last contestant of the night. Please give it up for Proud.
Vice. I want to perform about culture Thai and American in the mix. ให้ข้างามเยี่ยงนะบุษบาอำนาจบารมีทั่วพิภพจงประสบศักดิ์สิทธิ์มาที่ข้าจะเยียนกายลายลำให้เทวาจงบูชาแต่ข้าผู้เดียวเอ่ย All power is upon me even heaven or hell must worship our beauty alone ให้ข้างามเยี่ยงนางบุษบาให้ดวงตาข้างามดังจันฉายให้รอยยิ้มข้าเพิดแผล้วพันนลายให้พ่อชายเมียงมองข้าเพียงผู้เดียว Let me be beauty as the clouds Let my eyes shine beauty as the moon Let my smile shine brightly Let every man look at me alone ตลกเรื่องทุกอย่างมันเป็นเพียงแค่การตลกเท่านั้น
Keep it going for Proud. I just feel like I was prayed over. Like, does anyone else? How you feeling?
It's good.
All right. Then please, let us take it to the judges. Yes, doctor in proximity, Dansler, yes.
I could really appreciate just the creativeness. And granted that there may have been a language barrier, I feel like you beautifully displayed what you were trying to interpret to us. I think that one of my favorite parts about creativity in general and creative performance is interpretation. So being able to have someone get up there and give you a work of art and you interpret that back. And I think that you having the willingness to get up there, fight your nerves, and just give us a dope performance, even if there was a barrier there with being able to understand some of the stuff, I think that you were able to connect with the audience just by your movement. And I appreciate the fact that you were able to perform for us today. So thank you.
I found the dance beautiful. It was very, excuse me, fluid and peaceful. I picked up on some of what you were saying, and I think there was some tension that you wanted to communicate to us. So the paradox of how beautiful and flowing the dance moves were against the message, I thought was really interesting. And yeah, it was lovely. Thank you.
I agree with my colleagues. I was taken in by the fluidity of your movement and the femininity of your movement. Although I didn't understand everything that you were trying to convey, I was still enraptured by not only the movement, but the sound of your voice and the sound of your voice with the movement. I don't want to say more. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think from the very moment that you stepped on stage, you had this aura or presence about you, and it was very charismatic, and you went right into your dance, right? And I know that all of those hand gestures have meaning, that it's part of, you're telling a story through your hands. You're telling a story through the actual dance, right? Those are not just random gestures that you're making, they have meaning. And I really appreciated that you brought that physicality into the space in terms of using your body to tell a story. And even though we couldn't really understand the story that you were telling because of you were speaking in your own language, and then there were moments that you were speaking in English, but because you were moving too, it was kind of hard for the mic to catch you, right? But I think that the way in which you presented storytelling in here expanded for us the experience of storytelling that we have witnessed this afternoon. And so I thank you for being here to share storytelling with us in that way.
Honestly, I feel like because of Proud, we just got like a passport stamp. Like, is this just made? Like, we're gonna have so we need proper subtitles. All right, for her. We don't need performance in Thai, like just in like a parentheses throughout her whole performance. No, we need get a translator on the squad. All right, we're done the first round. Yes. Give it up for everyone who can't touch the mic on the first round.
So, as you know, Drop the Mic is on tour, and we're reaching our final destination with the first round of creative talent at Community College of Philadelphia main campus. And this was the first round. We had poets, we had MCs, we had dancers, we had so many talented people, but we're about to bring that top 12 to a 4 in our second round. So please tune in. And anything else you want to say?
They said it all. I have nothing to. Come back. The next episode, round 2. What?
Yeah, round 2, 12 will be 4, and we're on tour. We'll see you next time at Drop the Mic.